There comes a moment in life, unexpected, quiet, yet undeniable. It doesn't come with fanfare. It arrives slowly, after nights you couldn't sleep, after plans that broke apart, after countless tries to mend something that was never meant to bend. You've been doing the inner work, haven't you? Journaling, meditating, manifesting, hustling, grinding, planning, praying. And yet nothing is shifting. You glance up at the sky and whisper, "Why isn't it working?" But here's the uncomfortable, liberating truth. You've been trying to force your alignment with a clenched fist, and the universe doesn't respond to fists. It responds to surrender. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist not only persists, but grows." So even while you chant affirmations about the future, your energy might be whispering louder. "I don't have it. I'm not enough. I'm afraid." And the world? It listens not to your words, but to your vibration. That's why the results never match the effort. Not because you're lazy, not because you're broken, but because you're trapped in survival mode, trying to control what was never yours to command. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. When your identity is rooted in chasing, fixing, solving, life reflects back that frantic energy. The void you're trying to fill becomes your reality. But what if the most powerful move you can make is to stop? Stop grasping. Stop proving. Stop pushing. Not from fear, but from trust. Not from weakness, but from wisdom. Because when the doing ceases, becoming begins. When the noise subsides, the unconscious awakens. When you finally step back, the psyche begins to heal. The shadow begins to integrate. And reality realigns. This isn't the end of effort. This is the beginning of surrender. Not giving up, but giving in to something deeper, something ancient, something true. 1. Stop chasing. Let's begin here. Stop chasing. You're blocking your own flow. We've been sold a toxic myth that the harder you chase, the closer you get. That happiness is a reward for relentless pursuit. That if you just grind harder, something will finally give. But Jung didn't teach us to chase. He taught us to look within, to ask, why do I want this so badly? What am I trying to fix with this goal? Because often what you're chasing isn't the real desire. It's a cover-up, a coping mechanism, a bandage on a deeper wound. You say you want love, but is it love, or the terror of being abandoned again? You want money, but is it really about wealth? Or is it the belief that if you're rich enough, maybe you'll finally feel safe? Jung's gift wasn't hype. It was confrontation. He reminded us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You don't realize it, but most of your desires are unconsciously chosen. Your wounds are running the show. And you're chasing things that you think will make the ache go away. But here's the truth. The universe doesn't reward desperation. It mirrors energy. You say, "Give me love." But your vibration says, "I'm empty." So life echoes back, "Yes, you are." This is why so many of us burn out. We chase relationships, careers, status. Not because the dream is wrong, but because the version of you chasing it is still bleeding. The obsession isn't with the thing. It's with what you believe it will fix inside you. But even if you got it right now, you wouldn't be able to hold it. Your hands are still shaking with unresolved pain. You're not chasing success. You're chasing wholeness. So stop. Not to quit your dreams, but to cleanse your motives. Only then will your unconscious stop resisting. Only then does the universe whisper, "Now you're ready." You're not here to chase alignment. You're here to become it. And that becoming begins in stillness. 3. Detachment. Detachment is not giving up. It's awakening. You let go not because you're weak, but because you've realized something deeper. You were never meant to control the world. You were meant to understand your place within it. Detachment isn't apathy. It's sovereignty. It's not nothing matters. It's, I reclaim my energy from where it never belonged. It says, I've done what I could. Now I release what I can't. True transformation doesn't come from obsession. It comes from release. You can't fake detachment. You can't scroll Instagram and pretend. You don't care while checking your notifications every 5 minutes. The unconscious doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your frequency. And if your vibration still says, I need this to feel okay, life will show you all the ways you're not okay. Detachment is not about denying your desires. It's about releasing your dependence on them. Even if this never comes, I am still enough. And that's the paradox. The moment you fully embody that energy, everything begins to flow. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped resisting. Life bends for those who are already whole, not for those begging to be completed. 4. Allow the void. After you let go, something unexpected happens. Nothing, no signs. No breakthrough, just silence. You wake up and the world feels the same. No text, no miracle. Just that gnawing question. Was it even worth it? This is the moment that breaks most people, because we've been conditioned to believe that surrender on instant reward. But the universe doesn't move on demand. It moves in resonance, and before it gives you what you asked for, it checks who you've become without it. This is the void, the space between identities, where the old you has died, but the new you hasn't yet emerged. It's terrifying, but it's not empty. It's sacred. It's where your soul rearranges, where your nervous system learns safety, where your shadow integrates. But because the ego can't see it, it panics. It tells you to go back to chasing, to fill the silence. Don't. The void is not a punishment. It's purification, a dismantling of everything you used to rely on, so that only your truth remains. And from that place, life rebuilds. 5. Integration. Desire isn't random. It's not a punishment. It's a signal from your unconscious. You don't want money. You want safety. You don't want love. You want to be seen. You don't want success. You want to believe you're enough. Desire isn't the problem, but the attachment underneath it is. When you obsess over something, you confuse craving with action. You call it manifestation, but it's fear wearing a spiritual mask. Jung's work was never about perfection. It was about wholeness. That means holding both your strength and your scars, your confidence and your shame, your light and your darkness. You don't attract what you beg for. You attract what you've made peace with. So before you ask again, pause. Ask, what part of me still believes I need this to feel worthy? Because when you realize you're already whole, the chase ends. And in its place, calm, clarity, true magnetism. 7. Shadow work is manifestation work. You can't manifest abundance while rejecting your own wounds. You can't call in joy while hiding your shame. The universe doesn't respond to your goals. It responds to your self-acceptance. Jung called it the shadow. Not evil, not sinister. Just the parts you buried to survive. The rage, the fear, the guilt, the insecurity. You hustle not just for money, but because you don't feel safe. You crave love not just for intimacy, but because you're still chasing validation. If your manifestations are rooted in fear, that's exactly what you'll attract. Until you bring the unconscious into the light, it will keep directing your life from the dark. You don't need more vision boards. You need more self-ownership. You need to turn to every part of you you've avoided and say, you are allowed to exist. You no longer have to run the show. That's integration, and that's when your frequency truly changes. 8. Don't block your own destiny. This might sting, but the truth is the only thing blocking your life's unfolding is you, not your trauma, not your past. You, because deep down you still haven't fully accepted yourself. And without self-acceptance, you become divided. One part of you wants more. Another part whispers, I don't deserve it. That tug of war creates energetic friction. And the universe mirrors that. You don't receive what you want. You receive what you are. If deep down you feel unworthy, you'll sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. Not because you're broken, but because you're still operating from an outdated self, one built in survival, one that doesn't yet feel safe to receive. It's time to evolve that identity, not to do more, but to become the version of you who no longer needs to chase. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply being asked to rise, to match the frequency of the life you're calling in. And when you do, you won't need to chase manifestation. You'll become it. Final, you're not manifesting. You're remembering. Let's close with the deepest truth Jung ever taught. You're not here to create something outside of you. You're here to remember what was always within. The version of you who already feels loved, safe, abundant, seen. That version has always existed. You didn't lose it. You just forgot. Forgot your wholeness. Forgot your divinity. Forgot your alignment. This journey isn't about becoming something new. It's about letting go of what you're not. Letting go of fear, of overthinking, of needing to prove anything to anyone. Jung never offered a system to fix people, because he knew we were never broken, only disconnected. And when you reconnect, when you stop chasing and start embodying, you don't beg, you don't grasp. You allow, you receive, you simply are. So take a breath. You're not manifesting. You're remembering. Welcome back. Welcome home.